Hey folks, welcome back to the Barnack Hour. Well, it's just me this time because Keith is, I think, traveling or out shooting pictures or doing something. So it's just me, and we're not going to make it to a full hour, but I thought I might show you a few nifty items that we have here at Tamarkin Camera that we don't really get a chance to showcase very often, but this channel is the perfect spot. So, as you may know, we're into Leica here at Tamarkin Camera, and I have here a Leica 3F black dial camera with a 50mm Sumatar lens, cute little number, and also a Leica M3 with 35 Sumaron with this ocular attachment. This is how you use 35mm lenses on this particular Leica camera. And you say, well, why? What's he showing us about this stuff? Well, I want you to see the two different most common Leica models in film and show you that there's all kinds of fun vintage stuff to go with them. For example, one of the things that we've accumulated here over the years are these beautiful leather cases that will take your Leica camera. This one happens to no longer have its strap, but that's okay because a 50-year-old leather strap might not do so well. But this is called an ever-ready case. Some people like to call them never-ready. But it's a great way to shield the shoulders and bottom plate of your camera. This particular one was made for a Leica 3G, but as you can see, the 3F fits just fine inside the case. Now, as you might guess, Leica made lots of stuff. So that's for the screw mount camera, but they also made them for the M cameras. This, with the one snap, is a very early Leica M3 case, ever-ready case. This one still has its strap. These are, between 40 and $100 depending on the quality. But this particular camera is camera case is a very early one, and you can tell by the one snap. This is made for the Leica M3, but also fits the Leica M2, MD, M1, M4, M4P, M4II, M6, and in some instances, the M6 TTL, M7, MP, and MA cameras. So they're good for everything. The later ever-ready cases, again, this was made around the time of the M3. This one in terrific condition, still has its strap. And this is made for a 50mm, a rigid 50mm lens. And why am I saying that? Well, you might notice the difference between this one and this one with the big triangular cutout in the front. Why the big triangular cutout? Big triangular lens. So this particular snout, again, this gorgeous case, like new, 50 years old or so, like new with its strap, is made specifically for the M3 with lenses with the ocular attachment. Voila. So I thought you might like to see some of these beautiful leather cases and some of the other display items that we have for Leica cameras that may interest you. So let's see, let me put this down. When Leica cameras were delivered, very often you would get this little display container. Now, please forgive the state of these containers. This is 50 or 60 or 70-year-old plastic. It doesn't necessarily look all that great today, but this is an original Leica display bubble, display container, and this is for a screw mount lens. And I can tell that it's for the screw mount lens because it's offset for the infinity lock. And so when you thread it in, it's perfect right there, offset for the infinity lock. And there's your little display bubble. That's for a 35 Elmar or 35 Sumaron. So that's screw mount. This is for M, and this one still has this little light sticker on it. And so we have the top and also the base for our M mount lens. Ernst Lights Wetzlar, Germany on the bottom. Voila. And there's your little display container. They come in a variety of sizes. They come in a variety of conditions. Again, these are vintage, so that's why they're not looking as fine, maybe, as one of the later ones. And so this, also with a little Leica sticker, is one of the later display containers with the original foam. You see this is in much finer condition with a more modern cap, rear cap. And so this is a special edition 35 Summicron from my collection. And the display container can go with or without its foam. And there you have a nice little way to display your lenses without having to dust them off every time you're ready to use them, you know? So these things are kind of fun. And I found also in our collection a 135 Hector display container, so you can see the difference in size. You know, these things really got a variety of different sizes. And so this is a very peculiar lens, also screw mount. This lens was made probably in 1933 or 34, and it has an asterisk next to its serial number, which means that it's probably a duplicate serial number or made by special order, or perhaps the serial number was given to this lens out of the ordinary sequence for that serial number. Anyway, this is a vintage 135 Hector from my collection. It's a beautiful lens. I don't use it very much, and to make sure it doesn't get all dusty, I keep it in the display container, which I know it's maybe not the prettiest picture, but it's the original Leica item that would have been delivered with this lens. And so we've got ever-ready cases, we got the display containers, which are kind of cool, but let me show you my two favorite cases in the world of Leica. I'm nuts about these things. And they don't sell for a lot, so if you're interested in one of these, please give us a call. It's not gonna break the bank. Holy smokes, we got tons of them. So this is an original Leica camera case, and it's satin lined, and it says E-Lights New York, which tells you this is almost certainly post-war, although it could have been earlier. And this one happens to have its little flap and snap on it. And it could also be a great way to display your Leica camera. Here in our showcase, sorry, that was probably really noisy. Here in our showcase, we have a couple of them. You see that there's a little variation. Anyway, there's a few different styles of these little red cases. I just love them, and I think it's a terrific way to display your cameras. And also, when you find one like this that was consigned to us from a well-known collection in Ohio and Michigan, this vintage case is just a perfect way to display your camera. It's vintage. I mean, this doesn't get any better than this. Take a stab at what these sell for. I'm here to tell you, your guess is almost certainly too high. We've got tons of these, and we'd love to turn you on to a few, so feel free to give us a shout. Leica made a lot of different ways to package their cameras. You may have seen some of our unboxing videos, or you may be familiar with some of their packaging, which can really be quite elaborate. For example, this is the new Noctilux lens, the 50 millimeter Noctilux lens, and the whole thing opens up like a flower, and it has one of these display containers inside with the new lens in it, and it really, packaging is just terrific. But it didn't always used to be like this. Very often, the cameras were delivered in presentation boxes, not unlike our vintage Leica presentation box. Here we have one of the rarest Leica presentation boxes for the M system. This had the code name of Doona, D-O-O-N-A. This is from 1954. These were made in the very first year of the Leica M3 production. This one is in, for Doonas, it is in spectacular condition. And it is also lined. It's made for your M3 camera or other M camera. And this is just in absolutely stellar condition, despite its little crack here. These are exceedingly, exceedingly rare and hard to find. And this, I'm afraid, is part of my collection because I am both a pack rat and a collector. So anyway, I thought you might like to see it nonetheless. The very rare Leica M3 presentation box called the Doona, D-O-O-N-A. Ernst Leitz Wetzlar and this little leather tab and the Leica insignia. I mean, it's just a terrific way to display your Leica camera. So we have lots of options like this, whether it's an ever-ready case for your camera or a presentation box or the display bubbles, display containers. We highly recommend finding a way to display your Leica goodies if you're so inclined. And if you're curious about the kinds of things that Leica made or whether or not something that we have for sale might be useful to you, please give us a call, 1-800-BUY-LEICA, that's 289-5342, or on the World Wide Web at tamarkin.com. Thanks so much for watching.